Hogwarts Legacy has just officially revealed and confirmed something they secretly added in the internal version of the game that has every fan wowed, but it does come with some sad news. And to add to that, we know there are so many features this game initially had that was removed that we also wanted desperately, and you guessed it, another one of those features have been found. On top of that, what happens if you randomly follow Sebastian? Well, something fans did not see coming. And lastly, a new Easter egg has been discovered that has pretty much every single person talking. So we have tons to get through. If you can leave a like, it helps a ton, but turn that into a dislike if you get to the end and did not enjoy the video. Now, Chandler Wood, who is the community manager, tweeted, after seeing how some people have treated cats in the game, devs made a fun little internal thing that I couldn't not share. Yes, you are seeing a cat block your attack and then hit you with the Avada Kedavra straight after. Now, Chandler then continued to say the following: "This is an internal thing only and will not make its way into the retail version of the game, but I just wanted to share some of the fun that we have here at Avalanche." A quick side note, recently the game has been under attack as well on how animals are treated in the game, so having every animal react and hit you with the Avada Kedavra would have actually been a funny way to respond to that. Now, before I continue, we have a really cool sponsor which is going to save you a ton of money on video games. So, today's video is sponsored by Instant Gaming, the site that gives you the best and hottest games out right now for up to 70% off on any platform instant, no pun intended. For example, you can get Hogwarts Legacy right now for 27% off. Not to mention the deluxe edition for 25% off. But it's not just games that are out, you can also save yourself a bunch of money on pre-orders too. For example, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which comes out on April the 28th, is 30% off. The best part of it all is it's just a simple click to order, head out to the checkout, and in a matter of minutes the code for the game on whatever platform you chose would have landed in your mailbox ready for you to download. And they even have support available 24/7. One thing that I have to say I love the most, however, is the variety. From PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and even Nintendo, the catalogue of games they have is truly extensive. Now, you can get PSN cards as well at, you guessed it, a discount. So check out Instant Gaming and use my code to save yourself even more right now. The link is in the description below. Now, what happens if you randomly go ahead and bump into Sebastian when you're roaming around Hogwarts and then you decide to go ahead and just follow him? Well, a Hogwarts Legacy player did just that and follow Sebastian to a weird place. Now, credit to Meerkat, who actually posted this video on Reddit saying the following: "I saw Sebastian and decided to see where he was headed." Now, as you can see from the video, it really builds up to feel like something is going to happen, especially after he walks down the stairs into the dark area and then he just hits the wall and continues to walk right into the wall. Now, considering the amount of attention to detail this game has, a lot of people said how that was a big missed opportunity and how alternatively they could have just had him go into like a secret passage, or maybe some sort of like transition could have happened where he basically just vanishes. Now, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments section below. The funny little alternative here is that he actually knew you was following him and decided to become an NPC. That's what I've seen a few people mention on Reddit, which did make me chuckle. Now, has anyone noticed that you're actually at Hogwarts with Hector Fawley, the future Minister of Magic from 1925 to 1939? A tweet posted by a user called Groon. I really apologize if I pronounced that wrong. Now, this has had a lot of people talking, as a lot of people sometimes avoid reading the subtitles and simply wonder who that person is or was. And I think when you see things like this, it really makes you wonder what else is hidden in the game that simply has not been discovered or at least shared online yet. Reddit. And, well, we have just that, because there's another feature in the game that has been removed that initially was there, and it's a really, I guess you could say, most requested feature alongside Quidditch and pretty much multiplayer, and that is companions. So someone posted on Reddit, I'm using the companions mod, and Sebastian commented on a treasure map quest. He had 3 comments during the whole thing. I knew there was some unused lines hinting at a missing companions feature, but this one shook me. And again, you can actually see on the subtitle Sebastian commenting on that, and that is just very crazy, because this is one of many highly requested features that were initially in the game and then removed basically before the game officially launched. Now at this moment in time, the ones that we actually know of is this one, so the companions, we know about curfew, and also it's pretty clear and evident that Quidditch was in the game and removed for obvious purposes. Now if we just actually talk about those 3 highly requested features, so to say, or modes, it does make you wonder, especially with things like this companion mod, which basically just revealed that it was initially in the game, but the companions mod and specifically the curfew mod, what was the reasoning behind actually removing that? That's the big question, because there is the whole debate on maybe there are so many features in the game that are simply being held back to basically just be rolled out in future additions to the game, like DLC, etc, etc. WB basically see this as a franchise. Now, of course, whether that's going to be in the form of DLCs and just further installments to the already existing base game we are yet to actually find out, or are we actually talking brand new sequels where we can basically go in years, etc, etc. I have no idea, and pretty much no one does unless you're on the Avalanche team at WB Games or whoever knows the secret details, okay? For the most part, no one else knows what the exact plan is as far as that goes. But features like this, I just couldn't see why that would be held back to then only roll out in a future update. Again, like, if you are looking at the bigger picture, yes, ever so slightly, it could make sense, but realistically, would that be the ideal thing to do? Probably not. That's just my 2 cents on that, because again, it's pretty much a basic feature if you want to talk about it like that. I mean, they could go down the route and say, hey, we've listened to a lot of the fans in the community, and in a new update, we added X, Y, and Z. They could do that, but I just don't know. I don't really know how I feel about that, but I do know that it feels very strange knowing that it was in the game and then removed. So what is your theory on this? I'm very eager to know, so let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Now, on the topic of DLCs and just further additions to the game in terms of what can actually be added, I know a lot of you guys have been asking about having a dragon DLC and having things like more maps and basically having, of course, DLC updates that give you that companion quest. Now, for all you guys wondering who've been seeing the dragon gameplay that I've been showing in my recent videos, that is a mod. But when you see things like that, it's just further confirmation that, hey, having more things in this game as far as mounts go that can be unlockables would be really cool. A comment that I did see on a recent video says the following: there needs to be a dragon DLC where dragons are introduced as new mounts and you're able to make them breathe fire on enemies and enemies can cast spells at you from the ground. That's been something more or less I've been trying to say for a very long time. Even as a single game mode, a mini game, whatever you wish to say, I think it could work very well. And just to give you some sort of comparison, just like we have the broom challenge where of course you have to basically do that course as quick as you possibly can, I think having something like that as a mini game but with dragons where you basically take out as many enemies as possible just by going over the forest and basically flying around would actually be very cool in my opinion, because I think it's safe to say, as great and fun as this game is, once you do the main parts and the quest, of course it can get a bit, I wouldn't say boring, but you want to go ahead and venture out and just have more fun things to do, so to say. So again, where there's gaps, content like this or mini games like this could definitely come into play, because I mean, even when it comes down to like training and when you go into battle that we see when you do in the class, things like that just vanish after, right? And we know that has been, again, another really requested thing where it's like, hey, can that just stay there after so we can actually practice our skills, etc. So I guess what I'm getting at here specifically is mini games, and when it comes down to mini games, I think there are a lot of opportunities. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comment section below. But of course, there was a big update the other day, and they removed it. What exactly did they remove? Well, something that a lot of people felt 50-50 on. So check out the video that you see on screen right now.